Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean Huggins. This is Europe with Hugs. On this channel, myself, an American, is looking to learn about life in Europe, and I'm doing that by watching videos about Europe. So, that's why we're here. Today's video, we have which country really leads Europe? Hint, das ist nicht Deutschland. Oder es ist nicht Deutschland. It's not Germany. Okay, so get that out of your head right now. Germany no longer is leading Europe. I don't know if they were before either. Actually, I don't know. That's why I'm watching the video. Okay, guys, I'm watching the video to learn. So let's see. Who is leading Europe? By the way, before we start, if you enjoy the videos, consider subscribing. We're trying to hit that magical 1,000 subscriber mark, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you just go down and subscribe, and then you won't miss any other videos, right? Right. Okay, cool. So, anyways, let's hop straight into it.
Which EU country holds the most power? Could it be
maybe
Germany with
France?
its economic dominance,
If it's not
France
Germany?
with its military capabilities, or even Hungary, leveraging its influence
Hungary,
within international
okay.
organizations through strategic maneuvering? To determine what we mean by power, we've outlined 3 distinct criteria that we'll use to measure a country's strength on the world stage.
Okay.
The first is a country's economy. In today's world, a strong economy is vital to being seen as a powerful international force. A healthy economy usually means citizens have more access to the goods and services they need, such as healthcare or education. Citizens also have more spending power and are more free to invest in or open businesses, both at home or abroad.
Good point.
Higher standards of living and purchasing power mean countries are able to resist pressure from other nations' economies and are able to exert more influence on those with weaker economies.
Dang.
Look at China in Africa, who has been investing serious capital into building roads and infrastructure in exchange for international influence at the West's expense. In the EU, the 2 countries with the largest economies are France and Germany. Combined, they represent a staggering 38% of the entire EU's gross domestic product.
Whoa, dang, 38% for those 2 countries combined. That is very significant. Although, actually, Italy, right here, just below France, I was not expecting that. Interesting. Anyways.
Though France boasts an impressive $3 trillion economy, the 7th largest in the world, Germany stands as the king of European economies at $4.4 trillion, the 3rd largest economy on the planet. Germany also has the largest population within its borders, 83 million people. Not only that, Germany's national debt to GDP ratio was far lower than France's in 2023, 66% to 110% to be precise. Germany is thus a more stable economy that is able to produce more than it owes compared to France, who is more reliant on foreign investment. Overall, the Germans are more able to throw their economic weight about the world stage. But a strong economy doesn't tell the whole story either. The second way a country's strength can be measured on the world
Military power, not Germany's strong suit. Right now, not historically, but right now, not Germany's strong suit.
Stage is through its military might. A strong military means a nation is able to defend itself from foreign attacks or pressure, and gives it a more important bargaining position when negotiating international agreements.
Olaf.
The United States knows this well and has established naval and air bases to protect their interests
everywhere.
all over the planet. So which EU military is the strongest? There's only one answer
Poland?
here. France. While Germany actually spends more on its defense every year, the French armed forces are the largest in the European Union. Just in terms of active personnel, France stands head and shoulders above all the other member states, with 226,000 military personnel. That's more than Germany's 183,000. In this category, Italy comes 3rd, with 165,000 active personnel in its armed
A lot of big armies here in Europe, just by the looks of things.
Forces. But Italy's naval fleet is slightly larger than France's due to its acquisition of a 2nd aircraft carrier. However, France outshines Italy and Germany in most other aspects. The French military boasts more vehicles in its army, a renowned technologically advanced and versatile navy, and a larger air force with a significant number of fighters. Germany is mainly recognized for its land forces, especially for the Leopard 2 tanks, highlighting its strength in armored warfare. You probably remember the fuss that was caused over sending its powerful Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine in 2022. A special shout out does go to Poland though, who have been spending more on their military per capita than any other EU nation state. The final nail in the coffin for this argument is France's nuclear power. France is the only country in the EU to have its own nuclear weapons. In the 1960s, President de Gaulle wanted his country to have more independence from the United States and funded the French nuclear program. America wasn't happy, but France now has full control over its nuclear arsenal. Any country silly enough to invade France could face total annihilation. That's a pretty strong deterrent. But tanks and money...
Yeah, that's terrifying. How many countries out there have nuclear weapons? Why can't we just get rid of all of them? That'd be nice.
Money aren't the only ways of measuring a country's place on the world stage. Sometimes, power is much more subtle. The third criterion we used is diplomacy and soft power.
So Germany takes the economy, France takes the military. I guess he's going to say Hungary takes the soft power, the diplomacy. But I don't know. I feel like there's probably other countries that probably have more influence politically. But let's see what he has to say.
Basically, what other factors make a country more relevant internationally besides its economy and military? The French language and culture is known across the entire world, and the French have set up the third strongest diplomatic network on the planet, behind China and the US.
Okay.
Most important of all, France is the only permanent member of the United Nations Security Council in the EU, meaning it can veto any actions taken by the organization that it disagrees with.
Dang.
So France is in a pretty good position, but they're not the only ones. Here's where the other member states step in. One country you might be surprised to hear that holds a lot of strategic importance is Belgium. Why? Well, because all of EU's key institutions are located in the city of Brussels. The European Commission, the European Parliament, and the Council of the EU.
Yeah, Brussels got all the important stuff right here, all in one location. Dang! Think about all of the crazy conversations that goes down in this little tiny area. How much influence this area has on the entire world. Oh my gosh. Crazy
On
to think
top of
about.
those three, Brussels is also home to the NATO headquarters, giving the country more relevance on the international stage. It might not sound like much, but having vital political institutions in your borders can prove very advantageous. For example, when politicians address the European Union, they stop by Brussels. France thinks so too. Have you ever wondered why MEPs travel to Strasbourg to hold a plenary session every other month? Despite being in Brussels most of the time? Many member states want to host plenary sessions in Brussels, but that would require a unanimous change to the treaty, and France definitely doesn't want to give up its hold on an important part of the EU decision-making process. Here's another candidate that might shock you. Malta. In the European Parliament, every country receives a number of MEPs proportionate to their population. France and Germany have the most, with 81 and 96 respectively. So they have the most votes. But there's a maximum and a minimum amount of seats a country can receive. 6 is the minimum and 96 is the maximum. Malta has the smallest population of any member state at just under 600,000 and only has 6 MEPs representing the country in the parliament. But this means that every Maltese vote counts for more than a German one. In fact, one Maltese vote almost counts 10 times more than one German vote. While other countries as a whole have more seats, the Maltese technically have the most voting power proportionate to their size.
That's cool.
So Malta, make sure you get out and vote. Finally, we couldn't go a whole video without mentioning Hungary at least once. Thanks to Prime Minister Viktor Orban's liberal use of the veto power, Hungary has managed to put itself in a powerful negotiating position within the EU, receiving EU funding in exchange for allowing key legislation to pass. Despite its...
allegedly. I don't know anything about Hungary or the president or whoever this guy is, but I don't know. Vetoing stuff in exchange for funding to come into your country and then you let stuff pass, I guess that's politics, but I don't know. It seems kind of scummy. At least it could be used in a pretty scummy way. I could see it being used in a pretty scummy way.
Size, Hungary is able to exert a lot of pressure on the international stage. So, which country is the strongest in the EU, given all these criteria?
Oh
Well,
boy, I gotta ask you guys, the Europeans, what do you think? What is the strongest European country? Let me know down in the comments section.
our opinion, it's France, with Germany as a close second. France's large population and strong economy make it a substantial force in the world, and its powerful military, backed by a robust nuclear arsenal, means it can stand on its own 2 feet. Not only that, France's diplomatic ties, global culture, and position on the UN Security Council give it a lot of weight when addressing matters on the world stage. In the end though, the EU is all about cooperation. One nation becoming more powerful than all the others has only brought trouble in the past. We believe Europe is strongest when we all work together. But do you agree with our analysis?
All right, wow. Interesting video. So France is the leader of Europe according to EU Made Simple. I wonder if you guys believe the same thing. What do you think? Is France the economic, military, cultural leader of Europe? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. But that's all the time that I have for today. So thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.